Hey, Changemakers. Welcome back to the Best Version of Myself podcast, where we continue to learn and grow and come to be the best version of ourselves.
I'll be the best version of myself, spreading kindness and peace.
So my name is Molly Schreiber, and I am CEO and founder of Challenge to Change Incorporated, where we teach mindful education. And in teaching mindful education, we affect teachers, parents, and students as well. And in this podcast, I have had many people ask me, how can I set myself up for success of using mindfulness in my home? So today, we are going to talk about how we can have a dedicated area in our homes where both our kids and ourselves as parents can retreat to and practice yoga and mindfulness. So we're going to talk about how you can create a space that is calming and free of distractions and help everyone in your family recharge and stay grounded. So we're going to talk about tips for setting up this space, what elements might be included in this space, and how to make it both inviting for your children and for yourself as the adult. By the end, you're going to have a clear idea of how to create this sanctuary space in your home so that you can practice yoga and mindfulness daily together as a family or separately. So the first step that I want to talk to in creating a space, a mindful space in your home, is choosing the right location. So often when I talk to people about where their sanctuary space is or their meditation space is, it's in an area of their home that is a bigger space, that is more crowded, it's highly trafficked. And so me asking those questions often has led me to give you these tips of how you can find the perfect spot in your home. So first of all, you want to find a quiet corner in your home. Again, you don't want it to be a highly trafficked area in your home. You want to make sure that there's minimized distractions. So it could be a corner in your living room. It could be a section of your bedroom. Maybe if your house is large enough, you have a special bedroom or space dedicated to your yoga and mindfulness practice. But it could even be a spot outside. So maybe you have a porch area if you live in a warmer location year round, or an outside space that is your yoga and mindfulness space for your family. So the key of this is finding that quiet space because you want to have it free of distraction. The second thing is I would say to have some natural lighting. If possible, choose a space with natural light. Sunlight can have a calming effect on our bodies and make the space feel more open and more inviting. And natural light just always isn't the easiest thing to come by. So if you have to have some bright lights in your area, maybe get a lamp so it softens the glow in the area, and try not to use like the overhead lights. So go more towards that warming light if natural light is not an option. And then once again, make sure it is limited trafficked area. Try to pick a spot that isn't high traffic, as I said earlier. This helps to keep yourself peaceful and calm and centered, and that your mind isn't always thinking about what you might need to do next or what that sound was that's coming down the hallway. If it's the pitter-patter of little feet that are coming near you, make sure that you have that separated space. And if you don't have the ability to have separated space in a room in your house, maybe use some temporary boundaries like a screen or curtains to make the environment a little bit more intimate for yourself. So setting yourself up for success and finding that space that's separate in your home or even outside of your home with that natural light and making sure that it's not too highly trafficked. So now that we have this perfect spot in your home, let's talk about how to set it up. The goal is to create an environment that feels peaceful and inviting, where you and your kids can fully relax and engage in your mindfulness and yoga practices. So when you're doing this, this is from my own personal experiences of things that you want to include. Number one, you probably want some form of a cushion. So make sure you have comfortable seating. Because in your meditation practice, in your yoga practice, you're going to be lying, you're going to be sitting, you're going to be moving around. So make sure you might have a good yoga mat that's right for you when you're practicing the movement portion. And make sure you have a good seated cushion that you can sit for your meditation and breathwork practices. You can also add in things like blankets for extra comfort, especially if you know that you're going to be doing some guided meditations laying down and listening to them, especially meditations that we offer on our website at Challenge to Change at www.challengetochangeinc.com, where we offer tons of guided meditations that are free for your using. So make sure you have that comfortable space to sit, lie, and move in. So whether that be with a yoga mat, meditation cushion, adding blankets, and make it fun for you and your kiddos as well. Then you also want to make sure that you have soothing colors. The colors that you choose for your mindful space can influence how you feel. Colors really do that. They can influence so much. I mean, even think about like when you think of the color red, what do you think of? Blue, what do you think of? I mean, there are so many thoughts and feelings associated with colors. So be mindful as you're choosing the color scheme for your area. You want to go with soft, neutral tones like the blues, the greens, the earth tones. They tend to be more calming, and you definitely want your space to be a calming space. Try to stay away from the loud neon colors or too much busyness in that color scheme around you. Remember that you can also add in some pieces to add some more neutral tones or to add a little color flare. If you're like an all beige wall, you could add in like a blue rug or pick out a colorful meditation cushion to sit on or a fun yoga mat to practice on. When you have your meditation space, you also want to make sure that you have minimal decor. And I'm saying this from practice, because when I set up my meditation space, I tended to put every book, every card deck, every poem, every little knick-knack that someone gave me out. And I found that it became too distracting, and that my thoughts were carried on in other ways based on everything that was out in front of me. So you want to make sure to keep your space simple and uncluttered. A few meaningful items can be out, like a favorite piece of art, or maybe you want to have a plant there, or maybe like a little small statue, or a book that you're reading from that, helps with your breath practices or your meditation practices. But the idea is to create a clean, peaceful environment that allows you to focus inward, not outward. And I'm telling you that because that is a practice that I needed to hone. My meditation space became very cluttered, and I found it to be very distracting, and I didn't want to sit at it, and I didn't want to get on my meditation cushion. So clearing it up and uncluttering it became a very powerful practice for me so that I could turn inward more effectively, thus having a better meditation practice. You also can add in some aromatherapy. Sometimes scents are really nice and can play a powerful role in creating a calming atmosphere. So you could consider adding like a diffuser with calming oils in it, like lavender, chamomile, or eucalyptus. Those are more calming, not to have too many strong scents that may take, again, your mind away from turning inward. Just be sure that those scents really resonate with you and they resonate with your family, and that no one is allergic or really sensitive to it. If you like incense, that's also a nice piece to add to your meditation space, is lighting a stick of incense at the beginning and noticing those scents of aromatherapy. So it can just add to the calming effect in your area. Another thing that you can do when you're setting up your space is get creative with mindfulness tools. So having a few tools on hand in front of you is helpful, but again, don't clutter your space like yours truly did when she first set up her own meditation space. So some of those mindfulness tools that you might like to have is a book of quotes that you're reading from, or if you have a gratitude journal that you're writing in every day, or maybe a singing bowl that you could ring at the end or the beginning of your meditation practice and practice breath work with, could be really effective. If you're doing these, make sure they're friendly for you and they're friendly for your kiddos, and teach your kiddos how to use them safely and in a mindful way in your meditation space so that they want to keep coming back and they want to keep practicing in that safe space that you've set up in your home. These tools can definitely enhance your practice and make it more engaging. So I highly encourage you to do so. If you need any tips on things that you could add to your meditation space, check out our website because we do have lots of tools like affirmation cards that you can add. So again, checking that out on our website at www.challengetochangeinc.com and going to our store. So I hope that these tools and tips help you set up that really successful meditation area in your home so you can practice yoga and mindfulness on a daily basis, whether it's by yourself or with your children. So creating the space is something that you do want to be mindful about making in your home, but you also want to make sure that it's accessible to all ages. So invite your kiddos along on the ride to create that space with you. Involve them, make this a time that you practice with them through teaching. Let your children have a say on how the space is set up. Again, not having the clutter there, but making sure that they have a say so that they feel ownership and they want to practice there, not only with you, but by themselves, so that they have time in their day where they're like, you know what? I need to go to the meditation corner and I need to move my body in yoga asanas, or maybe they just need to sit down and practice some breath work. But if you give them ownership in setting up, they're going to know that they can do that on their own as well. And then if you want to start to practice as a family, set up a designated family practice time. Maybe set aside once a week or twice a week or even every day that you sit and breathe together or meditate or move your body through a family yoga session. So set yourself up for success by doing that, whether it's writing it on the calendar or everyone just knows right before dinner, this is what we do. Or in the morning, I know my mom is always having her cup of coffee in the meditation space and I want to join her. So letting people know when you practice and why you're practicing and invite them in to join you as well. Remember, when you are making this a family practice or a kid accessible place, to make sure that it's exactly that, easily accessible to you and to your kiddos as well. Make sure to keep those mindfulness tools within reach for them so that they use them and they know how to use them. This encourages spontaneous use throughout the day, whether it's a quick stretch, movement of the body for the kiddos, a moment of quiet, or maybe that full movement session, that full yoga session that they know they need. It's important to make sure that you share those pieces and those spaces with your families. So by being very inclusive in this space, you invite everyone in your family to be set up for success. So I hope that you are successful in setting up a great meditation space in your home where your family and you can practice yoga and mindfulness. So as we wrap up today, I hope that you leave this podcast knowing and being inspired that you can set up your own sanctuary within your home and that your family can develop that yoga and mindfulness practice separately and together. A dedicated space in your home not only helps to foster a sense of calm and focus, but it also encourages that regular practice. And it makes mindfulness part of your daily routine. And as we do that, we know we lay down new neural pathways in our brains to live out life in a more positive way. So if you're excited about bringing more mindfulness and yoga into your home, remember at Challenge to Change Incorporated, we have our kids yoga teacher training. And we offer it online, self-paced. So it's something you can do from the comfort of your home. And you can learn more about how to implement these practices into the home with your family, and most importantly, into your personal life. So many people who have taken our yoga teacher trainings have said, I didn't realize how much I would learn about myself and do for myself and how peaceful these practices would make my life. So even if you think you're entering in for the reason of bringing yoga and mindfulness specifically for kids or for your family, you're also going to benefit in a great way. You can learn more about these practices on our website. So once again, go to our website to the trainings portion and learn more. Thank you for joining me today on the best version of myself. And I'm hopeful that you will be successful in setting up a meditation space within your home. Namaste, changemakers.
I'll be the best version of myself, spreading kindness and peace. I'll be the best version of myself.